Hi everybody, welcome to Sparks in the Kitchen. My name is Ross Martha Sparkle and this is my kitchen. And today we're making pizzas. We are making CKD friendly pizzas, which means, sadly, no tomato sauce. But you don't have to have tomato sauce to make awesome pizzas. And today we're going to make 3 different kinds of pizzas. We're going to make a pizza that has sausage, made with tempeh, chickpea tempeh sausage. It's going to be sausage with onions and bell peppers and artichoke hearts. We're going to do a little pizza that has a tapenade base with tomatoes and red onions and feta, so a little salty and a little puckery. And then we're going to do a sweet one with peaches and figs and mozzarella and honey. So let's talk about pizza dough real fast. We could do a traditional pizza dough that's raised with yeast. Love that pizza dough. It's wonderful. It's good for you, and working with yeast is always fantastic. But we are instead going to do, in a little bit, we're going to do a quick flatbread type pizza. This is a dough that is made with self-rising flour and water and sugar and salt, and I put a little bit of olive oil to give it that chew tug. We will do this in just a little bit, and I'll give you the amounts. But first, let's make some sausage. We are going to make sausage. We're actually going to make plant-based sausage. We're going to make it out of tempeh, but not just any tempeh. We're going to use chickpea tempeh. Why am I doing this? I am doing this because I have to be mindful of my protein, just like all of my CKD buddies do. But more importantly, tempeh that is made with soy is higher in potassium and higher than phosphates than the chickpea one. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use it. I'm saying that I shouldn't use it. So we're gonna use this today. But it's what I like about it is the texture, and I'm gonna show this to you as soon as I figure out how to open the container. And for those of you out there who are wondering how I found this delicacy, I actually didn't find it. I learned about this through another food tuber who's been food tubing a very long time. He is not a sponsor. He is not affiliated with my show, and he is Chef Derek Sarno. And he is a plant-based chef, and he has lots of wonderful, how many packages does this have? He has lots of wonderful ideas. Some of them I'm able to adapt, and some of them I just can't. But this was one of those where I was like, hey, I can do that. And so I tried it, and it was fantastic. So this is kind of a unique texture. There it is. It doesn't look like chickpeas. It looks like it's big muddles of corn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crumble it into all different sizes, big and small, because it's a texture that I'm looking for more than anything. So why are we putting it in here? Because I'm mean. No, I'm kidding. I am going to mix this up with my sausage mix. This is a mix that This is my sausage recipe that I made turkey tofu sausage with. Earlier, I made some meatballs using this spice, and this is just the remainder of it. And honestly, this works better when you let things sit, but you don't gotta. It's going to be just as flavorful. It's going to be fine. So I have this in here, and I'm going to put in a little squirt of oil. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Just about that much. Maybe nothing. Maybe that much. Okay, maybe that much. Maybe it was a larger squirt of oil. And then I'm going to get some kitchen exercise. While I'm shaking this up, I'm actually going to turn on my skillet to 4 out of 5. So this is medium high. And in the pan, I do have it coated with a little bit of olive oil, even though it's nonstick. And I've also got some garlic started. And yes, I'm starting it cold. Because this is a cooked product, we're just going to work it together real fast. Okay. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to heat up this other side, which also has oil and garlic in it. And I'm going to heat that up to a medium heat. I'm going to spread this around. Come hither. And in that one, I'm going to start some peppers and some onions. And yeah, I'm putting a lot in this little pan. It's okay. It's not to cook through and be fantabulous. It's just to make it a little limp. All right, now that we've got some sizzle going on, We're just going to put that in there. Yes, darling. Yes. Cook a little. All right. I am going to salt with just a little pinch of kosher salt. And a little grate of pepper. And a spoonful of sugar. No, don't use sugar. Not in this one. Okay, a lot of a grate of pepper. And a little pinch of your favorite brand of Italian seasoning. And these guys, we're actually going to cook these crumbly. So they're going to change and look almost brown. But I promise they're not going to burn. I promise. While I'm waiting for that, I do have some artichoke hearts that I'm going to put on this particular pizza. And I'm going to go ahead and cut those a little bit thinner. Not too much. I still want a bite. And I'm not actually going to cook those, but I am going to take some oil and vinegar dressing or some Italian dressing, or you can use French dressing, or you can just use oil and vinegar. And I'm going to squirt this on there just for a little flavor. I will post my vinaigrette dressing in the descriptor of this video, along with the recipe for the sausage and the pizza crust. And you can also find them on my website at www.sparksinthekitchen.com. And we're going to cook this one just a little bit more. We're almost finished here cooking these off, and then we'll get started on our pizza doughs. All right, you have kind of stopped singing. You are therefore done. Remember, your food sings to you. So while it's popping and talking and everything, it's cooking and doing its thing. As it starts to get quieter and quieter, it's starting to get done. This applies to most things, not everything. All right, this is done. So let's get this in here. Let's drop it everywhere. Let's pick the worst set of utensils to put this in a container. Let's talk about pizza dough. I'm going to use a flatbread style pizza dough, so a quick bread. We're not going to use any yeast at all. This is 4 cups of self-rising flour. And in this 4 cups, I'm going to add a cup of water, but I'm going to start with not exactly a cup. Actually, before I do that, because I do have moments every once in a while, moments of clarity, I am going to add a scant teaspoon of salt, and a scant teaspoon, which is a not exactly teaspoon of salt, because this has baking powder in it. It's already a salty flour, and I don't want to make it too salty. I'm also going to add a spoonful of sugar, and I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And why am I putting the olive oil in? It's because I want to give this dough a little bit of a chew. I want to give it some weight. And what I'm going to do is take that and just kind of make a little moat like this. And then I'm going to pour in a good portion of my water. I may need more. I may not need this much. So I've left some water in there. And I'm just going to work this around. And what it's going to do at first is look like it's a terrible mistake. It is you're going to go, oh my gosh, what did we do with our lives? This is bad life choices. Sparks, 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 what are you doing? Trust me, it comes together. It really does. You just have to be patient with it. So it's gotten here into a shaggy stage, and I can tell I'm going to need to use the rest of my water. And I heated my water up a little bit, not to boiling. You can use cold water, but I as much as I love to use my very favorite chef's tool, I don't like to plunge it into cold things. So I heated my water up a little bit. And basically, you just work this around the bowl until it comes together and the bowl is clean. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Now notice when I add it, I'm only going to do maybe a tablespoon, because this is where we need to be careful. You don't want to get it too wet, otherwise we make a paste ball. And that's terrible. I'm going to add a tablespoon more. I'm going to bring this out on my board. And I'm just going to knead this about till I get all the little pieces and scrubs together, and then you'll see it'll turn into a very nice dough. It just, for the first few minutes of its life, you're like, oh no, this is a mistake. What did we do? The board is scooching. And we're gonna need this about 4 or 5 minutes. Just enough to get a nice cardio workout. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, pour a little oil in this bowl. I'm gonna smoosh it about. And put some on the top here. Make kind of a ball, but not exactly a ball. Put it in here. And let it rest for about 10 minutes in this nice pirate towel. All right, it has been 10 minutes and our dough has rested. It doesn't rise. Well, it rose a little bit, but it's not going to rise like a yeast bread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some bench flour. Bench flour is just flour that goes on your bench. But let's put some bench flour on there. Not a whole bunch. Oh, listen. Isn't that nice? Feels nice. Okay, I'm going to divide this in half. And then I'm going to divide the halves in half because we're making 3 pizzas. While I'm rolling these out, I'm actually going to turn my hob on to 3. And you can do this in a skillet if you have skillets that can go in the oven, or I'm using cake pans that I have oiled. They are non-stick, but I have still oiled them. And I'm going to heat them up a little bit. And I'm just going to roll these out to a circle-ish. Does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be beautiful. It does not have to be the most perfect circle-y thing in the world. Amoeba shape is fashionable. And we're going to roll these out, about 8 or 9 inches. Kind of thin. These are going to be kind of thin. I'm going to pop this in there. Sorry, forgot. Stab, 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 stab. And the same thing with this guy. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of making sure that this is not going to stick down to the bottom. Yeah. We're going to make this pizza, the tapenade pizza. And this tapenade right here, this one, I made. And I made it by using 1 jar of mixed olives that I didn't know they had the pits. I found out the hard way. That I pitted. I used a tablespoon of capers and a teaspoon of the juice, of the brine that the capers come in. I used a squeeze of lemon, a dash of vinegar, and a bit of Italian seasoning, and that was tapenade. So put some olive oil down. Now this is salty. Salty, salty. So this is not something that you want to put pepperoni or anchovies on. So we're going to set this down as our base. And then I'm going to put just a little mozzarella down. I don't want to put too much in. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to put on the onions, the tomatoes. This is not my pizza. Olives are relatively low in phosphorus and in potassium, but they are quite high in fat. So please have some olives. Just don't have a ton of them. I'm just going to load up our pizza. This is parsley. And then I'm going to put my feta on there. And I am not wasting the feta. The feta is all going on there. Not all the way to the end because I don't want to lose it. And then uncharacteristically, I'm going to smash it. And then this is going to go in the oven. I have my oven set at 425. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the rack. I'm going to start it at 5 minutes and check it. Runs between 5 and 8 to get that crust done. All right, the next one we're going to do is the big boy. This is the bigger dough ball. Pardon the dish stack. It's going to go on this pan. Would I hand stretch this flat? Yeah, you can. And you do that by grabbing it from the center and pulling out. And sort of starting it in circles like this. And you pull out with your bottom fingers. Make sure you don't stretch that. And then take your thumbs and kind of squish it. And as you go around, it sort of makes this press out like this. Kind of like you're massaging. Takes longer. I'm bad at it. I am therefore rolling it. And basically with this dough, it'll get to a point where it gets overexcited. And when that happens, it just kind of shrinks back into where it was and you don't feel like you're going anywhere. If that happens, set it aside, let it rest for 5 minutes, go back and start again. It will work. All right, that was our 5-minute timer. Let's open it up. Take a look. Oh, it looks pretty good, but it's not done yet. We're going to take it another 3 minutes and take a peek. So when you have it this big and you need to get it off, just take a corner of it and put it around your roller and very loosely roll it up. Roll it up. And then go ahead and roll it back out onto your tray. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to do to this really fast. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it a bit. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dock it. And I'm doing this because I don't want this one to bubble up. I'm going to fold it over like this and then pinch it and then do the same thing. And then fold it and pinch it and fold it and pinch it and fold it and pinch it and fold it and pinch it. And does it have to be the same size all the way around? The same little thickness here as it is here? No, because guess what? It's dough. And no matter what you do, it's going to be beautiful. You don't even have to do this. You could just roll the edge. It's going to be lovely. You just flop it over. I guarantee that nobody's going to look at your homemade pizza and say, wow, that's ugly. And if they do, they don't have to eat what you made. Hark, I hear a pizza calling. Almost. Almost there. Oh, yeah. We're going to do another 3 minutes and then we're going to call that one good. Okay. Now that I have that, the next thing I'm going to do is slather it. Slather with olive oil. So now on top of the olive oil, I'm going to go ahead and put in a good layer of cheese. This is not our major protein source, but our major protein source isn't a big protein source. On this, I'm going to put our base of sauteed peppers and onions. Of course, my fingers are a mess. This is exciting. I'll show you what the crust looks like. In the meanwhile, I must continue to spread this. Now that we got that all the way out of the way, I do apologize that the view was impeded by my hob. I'm going to put these on here. These are the artichoke hearts that we marinated, which you absolutely don't have to, or you can buy them marinated. I didn't because I found cans of unmarinated, just in plain water, artichoke hearts on sale, 3 cans for $5, and I said, wee-hee, and I bought it. And now we're going to put the sausage on there, and I'm going to use it all. Unashamed. And then I'm going to put on a skosh more cheese. This is Mutz. And because I'm feeling it, let's put some shredded Parmesan on there. And now we're going to put this one in the oven. Also, we're going to start with 10 minutes on this one. For this last one, this is going to be a pizza of a different feather. Or a pizza of a different color. This is not a stock standard pizza. So I'm going to put a very light dollop of olive oil on here. Very light. Now I'm going to use this honey fig spread as the base. I bought this at my local Kroger. It is their brand, and it is very, very good. It is sweet, but it is not too sweet. It has a nice bite. It kind of tastes like the center of a fig Newton, less the cake. All right. Now we are going to put Parmesan cheese on the Parmesan. No, we're not. This is mozzarella. And we're not even going to put that much. In fact, we're going to finish our bag for our next surprise ingredient, which is a nectarine. Peel and everything. Just make sure it's washed. And the way you cut a nectarine is you just follow this clef all the way around. Keep it in an even, steady pace. And then just pick a wedge. I can't see. I'm wearing the wrong glasses to do this. And pull it off. And then you just keep going around. Be mindful of where your fingers are, please. And they should just click off, but if they don't, you can always cut them. This is not a freestone. This is actually a cling variety, but with a ripe piece of fruit. Oh, look, a little snacky. So good. When the fruit is perfectly ripe, it will just give right into this little snap. And then peel it everything. We're just going to decorate this pizza. Beautiful. And now what we're going to do is, once again, we're going to drizzle, just drizzle. Come on, just drizzle a little olive oil on top. And again, because I'm feeling it, I'm going to take a little bit of sugar. Just a little bit. Just over the peaches, with the hopes that they get nice and brown. And like our first pizza, I'm going to start this off with 5 minutes at 425 degrees in the oven, right in the center rack. And we'll check it from there. Yes, this is still hot, but I wanted to show you this. Look at that crust. Look at that. Is that beautiful? It's a nice tender crust. This is not a crunchy crust. It's a tender crust. And it's going to just slide right on off, except for that piece of cheese that got stuck. Let's give this a quick cut. And you know what? We'll go ahead and do these in thirds, as we knock off all of the toppings, like you should with a good pizza. But you can hear that crust got nice. I'm just going to show you real quickly. It's a tiny piece of pizza because it's a small one, but look at that crust. I'm going to scoot you over there. That's our 5-minute check, and look. Gorgeous. But I'm going to leave it in a couple minutes longer. So far that's been 12 minutes on the big pizza. We're doing a 5-minute check on this one. Oh, it's beautiful, but it's not done yet. So we're going to time it another 5. And the big one's almost done. All right, our big boy's done. We're going to let that cool down a little bit. Oh, that looks so pretty. Yes, this is really hot. Ooh, cha. But that crust is just gorgeous. Got the sugar all caramelly. Look at that. Ooh. It's hot. Remember, it's not burned, it has fig. But I gotta show you guys the bottom of this. If I can. Here, I'll lean down so it goes in the microphone. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. All right. And I'm going right in for this one that has the tapenade. Just the right amount of vinegar punch. That's a good bit of eating. No palate cleansing. We're going to go right for our plant-based sausage. Oh, that's really good. It is very texturally pleasing. It has really good flavor. Doesn't taste like sausage, but it feels good in your mouth. It's got a really good mouthfeel. All right, this is our honey fig spread with peaches. Hot. Mmm. 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 It's like a peach pie. That mild mozzarella is creamy. This one's my favorite. So there we have it. This is my recipe for flatbread pizza. It takes a lot less time. I know it seemed like we waited forever for it to cook, but it takes a lot less time. You can top it with anything that you want. I just wanted to let you know that if you got a hankering for pizza, there's a lot of options out there that, you know, you don't have to use tomato sauce for. You can put anything on a pizza and it's going to be wonderful. I will have the recipe for the flatbread and some topping options in the description of the video. I will also have this posted on my website at www.sparksinthekitchen.com. If you liked what you saw today, please like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and please, please, please leave me a comment. If there's a recipe you would like for me to adapt, I would love to do that and share your recipe. Or if you just have questions, you need some help getting through something, let me know. You can always reach me through the comment section, of course, on our YouTube channel. You can also reach me through my website. Thank you so much, everybody. You have a great afternoon and keep being groovy. This is why I wear an apron. Yes. Yeah. I am Ross Martha Sparkle. Mortar and pestle. Moo. All right. Hi, everybody. Anna, you know what to do. Do you think? It's a very quick. Ooh, English is my primary language. I would like to try this again in the primary language, okay? Ja. Sorry. I'm Ross Martha Sparkle. I'm Megan Markle. Is it martini time yet? Oops. That was me. I did it. Huh? Math. And again, all the vegetables. Yay. Yes. Yeah. That's a V6 6-speed 4 on the floor. I don't have a favorite cat. I love them all. I just get along with some better than others. My oven is mostly clean. You'd never believe that.